Hey there, hello. Let me tell you a small story. Billions of years ago, there came into existence something known as God. God used to think a lot and felt boredom. He had many number of ideas to do with all over here. From the number of ideas he got, he decides to choose something interesting called creation. Yes, he decides to create something all over here. For the creation to happen, he chooses a cute little planet called the Earth. God started the creation from the base level. This base level is called the skeletal system. Each element in the universe or the planet Earth would have some kind of skeletal structure to it. From different skeletal structures we have seen, for example, a human skeleton would have a human body designed on top of it. In the similar way, the other parts of the nature were also defined with respect to their skeletal structures. All the physical structures created on top of the base would have certain rules. For example, a human body is always covered under a human skin. The way the animal is also covered, each element would have certain boundaries. Let us take another scenario. For example, you are having conversation with someone. You would actually listen to what the other person is telling you, but you will never get to know what are the actual intentions behind the saying because that is always hidden to you. Considering another case, for example, the children would have some of the characteristic features from their parents hereditarily. Sometimes in real life, we see that the same person acts in a different way depending on the situations he is in, but the person is same. So that's it. This was all the creation done. Now if you are thinking you did not learn anything till now, don't think in that way because you have learned something awesome. This is called OOPS, Object Oriented Programming Concepts. You don't believe me here? Let us go back to the story what I have told you to know what we have learned. As seen already, God's fantastic idea of creation was actually object-oriented programming. Yes, he chose object-oriented programming concepts to create all the things over here. As we have seen that as a base, skeletal structure is very important in this creation. The similar way the classes are important in object-oriented programming. Class is like a skeletal structure in object-oriented programming. We also saw that different elements can be created once we have a class, that is a base. Yes, these real-time entities created on top of base are called objects. We saw that there were certain rules like boundary to each object. Yes, this boundary is called encapsulation. Each object is covered or packed under some boundary. This is called encapsulation. We also saw a scenario that when you are having conversation with someone, you would actually get to know what the person is telling you, but it is always hidden from you that what is actually the thought running in the person's mind. That is always abstract to you. We know that the children get some of the hereditary features from the parents. The same way the objects get some of the functionalities from the parent objects. The same thing is called inheritance in object-oriented programming. Another interesting case we observed was the same person acts in different ways in different situations. The same thing can be correlated to polymorphism in object-oriented programming. There you go. You can say wow because you are awesome now because you know how God has created all these things over here using object-oriented programming concepts. Have an oops day. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye bye.
Created using Powtoon.